Hello, everybody, and welcome and thank you for attending this information session where we'll be providing you with details about this exciting traineeship opportunity with BGC and South Metropolitan TAFE. I'm Tony Carming, a Senior Client Engagement Officer at the Thornley Jobs and Skills Centre. We also have today in this information session Graham Dix, who is the Trades and Industry Engagement Manager at BGC. We have Brenton Tom, Portfolio Manager of Defence, Mechanical and Fabrication at South Metro TAFE. Wal Bastiani, who is the Head of Programs of Defence, Mechanical and Fabrication at South Metro TAFE, and also Natalie Kither, who is a consultant within the Strategic Partnerships at South Metro. Next. So today I would like to acknowledge the Whadjuk peoples as the traditional custodians of the land we are meeting on today. It is upon their ancestral lands that South Metropolitan TAFE is situated. I also want to pay respects to the Whadjuk elders past, present and emerging, and extend this respect to other Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders present here today.
Thanks, Tony. I'm just going to give you a small overview of South Metropolitan TAFE. So South Metropolitan TAFE is a government-owned training provider offering more courses and training almost 40% of the state's 16,000 apprentices, more than any other provider. As WA's most diverse registered vocational training provider, we offer a wide range of trade, technical and professional disciplines through national accredited vocational qualifications, apprenticeships, traineeships and short courses. South Metropolitan TAFE has a proven track record of delivering positive student outcomes and training solutions to corporate and government enterprises across the full spectrum of industry. Across the 12 campuses, South Metropolitan TAFE has 15 industry training areas. The BGC Manufacturing Pathway program is located at Thornley, our largest campus. Thornley has specialised workshops and offer courses in the areas of community services, engineering, fabrication, heavy duty mechanical, information technology and building and construction. Thornley has over 20 specialist computing laboratories, a fully equipped gym, on-campus workshops, a medical business training facility, an Aboriginal cultural space, and our adult migrant English program is also located on campus. Our specialist areas have specialised training facilities, including an aviation hangar, a welding and shipbuilding workshop, an automotive training facilities, and a modern purpose-built building and construction workshop. Thanks, Tony. Up next is Wal, Head of Programs, who will provide an overview of the BGC Manufacturing Pathway program.
Okay, all. I think Brenton wants to fill in on this part during this presentation, so I'll put it over to Brenton for this presentation.
Yeah. So with the fully funded 12-month traineeship, so this is a great way to learn, well, earn while you learn. So what you're going to be doing is being employed by BGC, but you're also going to be completing units of competency with TAFE. So with the BGC traineeship plant operation role, it actually allows you to be able to work out exactly which area within BGC that you're going to be fitting. Now we're going to be doing a MEN 20105, which is the Certificate 2 in Engineering and the Engineering Production Traineeship. Next slide, thank you. Now these are the core units that we've got listed. So you can see that we've taken you through OSH. We take you through the core elements of the training package, and then we move to electives. Now what this does, this is all the fundamentals of engineering. So when we talk about engineering, interpret technical drawing, so you'll be actually understanding how to read the drawings whilst on site as well. use hand tools. So that's, let's say, just hand tools. So general hammer, screwdrivers. Then we go to power tools, and that's going through bandsaws. We're going through grinders as well. So we actually take you through from the start. Perform engineering measurements, so working with verniers, and we've got a lot of practicals to actually help you along. The perform computations side of things, so that's going into mathematics, and we take you through, and that's really basically year 10 mathematics, year 10 and year 11 mathematics that we go through too. Now, if you've got any questions about these units, please feel free to reach out to South Metro TAFE, but you've got to understand that you'll always have a lecturer there guiding you through those units. Next slide, please. Now, we've got the 16 units of competency and with the 5 core units, and by completing these units, you actually gain the certificate 2 in engineering, the engineering production traineeship, and delivered over 12 months. So we're going to be having 4 2-week training blocks, and that's going to be 1 per term. And we're looking at starting that in term 3, and it's going to be later in term 3. And also, just during the paid traineeship, participants will be placed at one of the BGC's 8 production plant facilities. And Graham will actually talk more about those plant facilities and where they're located. Next slide. Now, the whole purpose of this pathway program, and now I'll pass it over to Graham to even give further information around the reason for this and the purpose.
Okay, over to me. Guys, the reason and the purpose for this is actually to start a pathway to give people an overview of the whole back end of BGC production plants, so that the program will rotate through different areas of the plant and of the admin side. And at the end of the 12 months, you'll be able to make an informed decision about the type of career path you would further want to progress through. If you wanted to go down the apprenticeship trade into mechanical fitting or heavy duty diesel mechanic, you can do that. You may choose to go in a completely alternative direction, and that may be into administration, but it gives you exposure across board. You may want to go further into your plant ops. So the whole purpose of what we're trying to do is give people an understanding of the whole plant operations procedures to make informed decisions about their career pathway.
Thanks, Graham. So what we're looking for is applicants must be competent in communications and mathematics. So these skills are equivalent to completion of year 10, but also may be achieved through previous work or other learning experiences that you may have. What's important is that you need to be able to demonstrate a mature outlook and a willingness to learn, and more about that once we get to Graham's other slides. Also, this program has a diversity focus, so both female and Aboriginal applicants are strongly encouraged to apply. Tony.
Okay. So as I said before, I am a Senior Client Engagement Officer at the Thornley Jobs and Skills Centre. The Jobs and Skills Centres are a one-stop shop for careers, training and employment advice and assistance. Our services are free and accessible to all members of the community. The centres are located on TAFE campuses. So as I said, I'm at the Thornley campus, but south of the river we also have Rockingham, Armidale and Mandurah centres. Each of the centres is staffed by people who can provide free, professional and practical advice on training and employment opportunities, including careers advice, apprenticeship and traineeship information. So if you're interested in applying for this exciting opportunity, please feel free to contact me and we can discuss your personal career goals, and I can provide advice on your resume and assist you with your application. If you're like the rest of us and you get a little anxious before an interview, I can also support you with your interview skills and provide some tips and techniques to help you prepare for the interview. Thank you. Oh, and here's a slide of where all our centres are located. So if you're not in the South Metro area, we also have 4 jobs and skills centres that are north of the river and also in regional areas. Thank you.
Thanks, Tony. Graham.
Okay, go on to the first slide if you like. A little bit about BGC. BGC was started by a gentleman by the name of Len Buckridge, and that's the B in the BGC, Buckridge Group of Companies. We have over 2,000 employees, 16 different business units that supply and also build in the construction industry. So our supply chains are places like Midland Brick, our concrete plants, etc. And then we have BGC Housing Group, who build affordable living in Western Australia, and of course we have BGC Construction, which you can see the Perth Arena in behind my ugly head, but we actually built that. So that's the type of work we do. You'll also see they're the brands that sit within BGC Housing Group. So there is a number of brands that actually align to that, and that's basically the front end of our business. You'll know those brands to where we build from. So yeah, next slide.
At BGC, we're driven by a shared purpose: building the future for more Australians. It's what inspires us to continue looking ahead, to redefine what's possible, and to make the most of every opportunity together. Our story began more than 60 years ago with a simple dream: to give more people the opportunity to own their own home. And it's this dream that continues to shape us today. We've grown a lot since our early beginnings, but we've never forgotten where we started from. That's why we are committed to going further and digging deeper for our customers. At BGC, we proudly create and supply most of our quality building products right here in WA. So every home we build and every iconic building we design is truly made to last, strengthened by the latest innovations, trusted expertise, and ongoing support. It's how we're proud to be building the future for more Australians, turning the simple dream into a thriving and exciting reality. Together, we are BGC, building the future for more Australians.
Yeah. So the BGC building the future for more Australians is actually a bit broader than that. It's easy to see how we can build the house or build the local community centres, but it's actually broader. It's about employment across all the communities. It's about building communities from aged care through to school facilities to all those areas. So building the future for more Australians is obviously can be taken on an individual level, but it's meant to be across that broader level that it represents all the community. Some of the business units that BGC own, and this starts to give you a bit of an idea of the diversity of the business. You can see our 2 construction and housing building arms at the front. They're kind of like our front of, what I'd say is our front of house. That's what people would know. But what a lot of people don't know is the back of house, which is Midland Brick, our quarries, our asphalt arm, and I won't go and list them all, but I'll go all the way through. So we even have our own environmental arm. We even have our own lightweight suspended floor systems, our own plumbing arm, etc. So that just gives you a bit of an idea of the broadness of the business.
BGC is a modern, vertically integrated group of businesses, all striving towards the one shared goal of building the future for more Australians. With operations spanning across the state and country, we here at BGC are manufacturing the products to build Australia. Our innovative building products are constantly adapting to meet the ever-changing demands of our customers, with our focus always on what is next. At BGC, we're proud to be part of the journey at every step of the way. From our operations at the quarries to obtain more product, to our manufacturing divisions, and finally our housing divisions, where we're building great communities.
We manufacture different types of cement for the construction, housing, mining industries. With BGC Cement, it's all about the customer. Customers are really concerned about quality, service and price. If you're getting all those three components right, I feel that we do that, and that's our point of difference between us and our customers is the service. So on-time deliveries, making sure the drivers turn up to customers, doing things safely, make sure they're well presented. Essentially, we sell grey powder and so does our opposition. So what's your point of difference? It's got to be that customer interaction.
I look after brickmakers, and brickmakers is basically masonry products, both clay and concrete. We look after blockstone, for example, and that's at the start of the process. Blockstone makes retaining wall blocks that go into subdivisional walls, the retaining walls that separate the blocks. Then we're into the paving bricks, commercial and residential paving. So you often see our products in the roadways in new subdivisions, and you also see them in the driveways of the newly completed homes. The final product is the clay brick division, and we're working through some exciting new projects at the moment. We've got our engineering team looking at some new plant and equipment, which again will take us to that next level with the product development. The direction that we're heading in is really showing, in so many areas, positive results.
We are the state's largest provider of affordable housing. We also offer the widest range of housing products to West Australians. I think we best serve our customers' needs by delivering the best value for money and the best quality in a single story format. The value of BGC Housing Group isn't just measured in the product that we deliver. I think it's measured in the quality of our people and the type of product, how many West Australians we employ. Our offering is multifaceted. I think not only do we offer the best value for money of any single story affordable home in West Australia, but we also offer an experience that's second to none. BGC Home and the new technology that's integrated to BGC Home and just a sheer range of products is something that you simply can't see anywhere else.
Yeah, thanks for that. That just gives you a bit of an idea of the holistic of the business, all the different arms. It shows you the different plants. We've got a lot of robotics and areas like that within our plants as well. So, and of course the different divisions. I also wanted to touch on the BGC way and the alignment of our purpose, strategy and values. The reason for that is when you're putting your application in, one of the big things that we look at is the people aligning to our values. So just wanted to include that to give you an idea of that as you're doing your applications. Okay, why are we doing it? We touched on that a little bit when Brenton and I spoke, but it's more about creating opportunities where people get to see a holistic approach of the business and then can choose a career pathway either into the operations side of the business via an apprenticeship, or that perhaps that's not for you. Perhaps you may want to go more the administrative pathway or the logistical pathway. So it's giving you a holistic view to start to make a decision. We're paying you to learn all the different parts of the plant, and then at the end of that 12 months or towards the end, we'll start to discuss about your future with BGC and where you would like your career pathway to evolve to. Pretty straightforward. We look for people with mature outlook. Obviously, safety aware is a big thing. You're working with large pieces of plant and large pieces of machinery, you know, that they're delivering on site, etc. So safety aware is critical in our industry. Obviously, coming with that is great communication skills. So that goes hand in hand with safety. Work in a team environment and a willingness to learn. As I said, you will get to see the whole plant, so you're going to learn how to use all the different things within the plant, and as well as learn hand tools, etc., across all that. So willingness to learn is a big thing for us. Locations, this is where the traineeships are available. And the reason we show that is because some areas are in Hazelmere, some are in Jolimont, and some are in Naval Base, which is down in the Kwinana area. So that gives you a bit of an idea of the breakdown. How does the process work? It's pretty straightforward. TAFE handles our shortlist for us and does preps you for an interview with us. You'll be interviewed by the HR manager and the ops manager of that facility. Obviously, we then go into medicals, and then we give you a start date, and you are underway, induction, the whole lot, and away we go. Just wanted to show kind of like a pathway model. This is our Affinity Windows model, and the reason I show this is to give you a bit of an idea of how the traineeship works. So the traineeship, you'll actually get exposed to our plant operations. In the plant operations, that's where you'll learn to use all the hand tools in this particular plant. You'll go through all the different stations, all the different plant that we utilise to make windows or shower screens or industrial windows, etc. You then actually learn about installation, and you'll go out with our installation teams and see how they install. That could lead into an apprenticeship in glazing. You also learn about transport and logistics. That's a big thing because obviously we have to get everything to site properly and in the right order, especially if you're lifting heavy product. You may choose a mechanical side, so mechanical fitting. Again, that you enter via an apprenticeship there and go into the mechanical fitting side. Or then we expose you to administration, which is all the things like scheduling, estimation, quantities, all that type of thing that gives you an idea of that as well. And then, like we said, towards the end of your traineeship, we start to speak to you about where you'd like to see the pathway lead to. This is another one in precast. The reason I show precast, it's similar in a lot of ways. You can see there you have different forms of apprenticeships, again, whether you're a form worker, a concreter, or a steel fixer. Again, you can become through our plant ops and go into the next level of plant, or then you can go through into admin. So you'll see there that there's wet cast or hollow core or maintenance in those areas. You still have a logistical arm to this as well, which is the delivery side. So again, you would learn about logistics in that as well. And then this is a pretty simple administrative pathway that we would show you as well, all the different areas you can't actually, there's so many areas to our admin. It's easier probably just to put it up there and show you that you can, go into accounts, construction, central services, all the different areas, HR, IT, marketing, sales. There's so many different areas of admin that you can go into.
Thanks, Graham. So what we've got here are some key dates that are really important. So if you intend to apply, then the closing date for your resume and cover letter is the 14th of June. So as Tony said, you can contact her and work with her to ensure your application is in on time. Interviews we are expecting in June, and recruitment and induction with BGC in July. And just a note that that does include a medical assessment prior to starting the traineeship, and then a start date in July with the date to be confirmed, but the first training block at TAFE will be in September. This is an opportunity for questions, or if you would like to send through a question either to Tony, then that's probably the best way to have questions answered about the program and opportunities with BGC. Tony's contact details are available to you there, or I can be contacted as business development consultant. I can also answer questions in regards to the program. That's the end of our presentation for today. We hope that it's inspired you to apply for the program, and we look forward to hearing further from you. Thank you to Graham and to Brenton and Wal and Tony also for their presentation today.
And Natalie, just before we end, just one of the questions that they would have would be how many spots are available?
Absolutely. So we're looking for 12 trainees for this intake, with opportunities next year for another 12. So if this time or timing doesn't actually work for you, then there will be other opportunities later down the track with BGC and with this particular program. So all is not lost if you don't make it into this cohort, but there are 12 places, so it's a great opportunity to earn while you learn. Any other closing comments?
No.
Just going back to those units of competency that we went through previously. So even if you move into an apprenticeship, a lot of those units actually credit over to the apprenticeship. So it's really about a year that gets taken off your apprenticeship. So that's a definite plus.
That's good. So how long is an apprenticeship, Brenton, normally?
It goes for 4 years as an apprenticeship.
Mm-hmm.
And with the training side of things, we go for 3 years. So then that condenses it down to 2 years for the apprenticeship. So, but you are always indentured within a 4-year apprenticeship.
Excellent. Just in case we didn't highlight, the block training is also at the Thornley campus, which is one of our 12 campuses and accessible by public transport. But some of the locations for BGC will require a driver's licence. So that's certainly something to consider if you are intending to apply, particularly the Hazelmere and Quarries. Is that right, Graham?
Yeah, so more so that Naval Base is quite hard to get to. There is bus stops on the main strip, but it's a bit of a walk. And yeah, you're right, Hazelmere is really kind of like off a train line, so that's a little bit more difficult to get into as well. It's a lot easier with a driver's licence.
Mm. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye now.
Bye.